global news update on top Accolade News. Around the world tonight, governments are rewriting the rules of power, leaders are losing their grip, and even rugby is refusing to play by the script. These are not just headlines, they're signals of how fragile control has become. The headlines: Cambodia moves to strip citizenship of treason convicts. Trump threatens troop deployment to Baltimore. Bolsonaro's trial nears end. Switzerland prepares new offer to US. From Southeast Asia, a move that blurs the line between justice and political survival. Cambodia's parliament has approved a new law allowing the revocation of citizenship for those convicted of treason in a move critics says targets exiled opposition figures. The CPP-dominated assembly backed the bill 120-5, reinforcing a crackdown that began with the 2017 dissolution of the main opposition party. While officials insist the measure protects national interests, right groups want it cements one-party dominance. In Cambodia's tightening political order, dissent is not just silenced, it risks erasure of identity itself. Authoritarian crackdown aren't confined to Asia. On the other side of the world, a US president is flexing federal muscle in a showdown over who truly commands America's streets as Trump threatens troop deployment to Baltimore. President Donald Trump has threatened to send troops to Baltimore after Maryland Governor Wes Moore invited him on a safety walk, escalating tensions over federal intervention in Democratic-led cities. Trump, who already deployed 2,000 troops to Washington, claims a crackdown is needed despite crime data showing record lows. Democrats condemn the move as an abuse of power. In America's fight over crime, the real battle may be over who controls the streets, local leaders or the president. And while Trump battles over control of America's streets, in Brazil another strong man faces a very different fight as Bolsonaro's trial nears end. As Brazil's Supreme Court prepares closing arguments in Jair Bolsonaro's coup trial, the former president remains under house arrest, plagued by illness, infighting among allies and growing isolation. Federal police leaks shows a hesitant leader fixated on John Alejandro de Moraes, while US President Donald Trump's tariffs and sanctions have failed to halt proceedings. With Bolsonaro barred from 2026 elections, allies are divided over his successor, deepening his political crisis. For a man once hailed as Brazil's strongman, Bolsonaro now appears a prisoner not just of the court, but of his own fractured movement. Bolsonaro's trial may be a closing in Brazil, but in Europe, the pressure is economic as Switzerland prepares new offer to US. Switzerland is drafting a fresh package of Washington to ease a 39% tariff imposed by President Donald Trump, which stunned Bern earlier this month. The plan, expected in September, includes more US defense procurement, expanded LNG access, and additional market openings. Officials hope to bring tariff closer to 15% level granted to the EU, but tensions remain after Trump accused Swiss President Karin Keller-Sutter of ignoring trade concerns. For a nation famed for neutrality, Switzerland now finds itself on the front line of Trump's trade war. You're watching the Global News Update on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us. Still to come. Thanks for staying with us. In international relations, France to summon US envoy over anti-Semitism allegations. France will summon US Ambassador Charles Kushner after he accused Paris of failing to curb a surge in anti-Semitism linked to the Gaza war, echoing Israel's criticism of President Emmanuel Macron. The French Foreign Ministry rejected the claim as unacceptable interference, stressing ambassadors cannot meddle in domestic affairs under the Vienna Convention. Macron, while planning to recognize Palestine in September, has repeatedly denounced anti-Semitism and boosted protection for Jewish sites. In this diplomatic clash, the line between foreign concern and national sovereignty is as sharp as ever. As Paris pushes back against US criticism over anti-Semitism, the spotlight shifts to the region at the heart of the tension, where Israel signals readiness to back Lebanon's Hezbollah disarmament plan if the Lebanese army enforces it, with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office pledging possible reciprocal steps such as troop reductions. The roadmap submitted by US envoy Tom Barrack has divided Lebanon, but offers the most detailed framework yet to curb Hezbollah's power after the devastating 2024 war. While Hezbollah rejects disarmament, Israel continues strike and maintains broader positions. The future of Lebanon's sovereignty now hangs on whether one of the region's most entrenched militias can be stripped of its guns or not at all. We move to a gloomy story in entertainment. Sopranos actor Jerry Adler dies at 96. Jerry Adler, the Brooklyn-born stage manager turned actor, best known for Herman Hesse Rapkin in The Sopranos, has died peacefully at 96, his family confirmed. After decades shaping Broadway classics like My Fair Lady and Annie, Adler only began acting in his 60s, later securing memorable TV roles in The Good Wife, Rescue Me, and Mad About You. A man who built Broadway and then conquered television, Adler proved that sometimes the core is greater than the opening act. From the curtain call of a television legend to the roar of stadium crowds, the spotlight shift from Jerry Adler's passing to sports rugby championship turns unpredictable as underdogs rise. After years of all-black dominance, the rugby championship has exploded into life, with Argentina shocking New Zealand 29-23 in Buenos Aires and Australia stunning South Africa in week 1 before narrowly falling to Cape Town. With the tournament set to pause after this season and return only biennially, its current drama feels both fleeting and precious, proof that the Southern Hemisphere's rugby giants are no longer untouchable. From citizenship stripped in Cambodia to rugby upset in Buenos Aires, today's stories share a single thread. Power is never as permanent as it looks. That is our editorial view. Thanks for watching. I am Ojorumi Okucha. Connect and engage with us on all our social media handles. Do have a wonderful day and keep watching the global news update on Top Accolade News.